on the Tropic Thunder DVD. If you listen to it with the commentary, Jack Black shows up late with cheeseburgers, and
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. Like he's still in character. Like he said, he don't break character until DVD commentary. Uh, it's Lincoln Osiris, and Ben Stiller, since he's also like the director of the movie, he's like trying to be real serious about it and talk about shots and whatever. But the beginning is just Jack Black not giving a shit. He's just there eating cheeseburgers. And Lincoln Osiris, Robert Downey Jr. is like, "We gonna do this, or we gonna do this, you late motherfucker." So that's what popped into my head, Kareem.
You know what?
He offered him a cheeseburger. So, like you just hear Jack Black smacking and talking about cheeseburgers for the first 15 minutes.
I love that guy.
I'm just saying that's what you reminded me of.
Yeah.
Kareem. I'm not saying you eating
Uh-huh.
cheeseburgers.
I actually want one right now. I mean,
Well, if you're not eating cheeseburgers, what you eating?
I just stopped at the Chinese place and got those little fried dumplings real quick. Because I was supposed to
Wontons?
eat. Yeah, I was supposed to eat with my friends, but the Uber Eats driver kept canceling the thing over and over again. And then once it actually came 2 hours later, it didn't even have the whole order because we ordered food for at least 3 people, and it was just like a large fry and a small chili
He
in the
ate
bag.
food.
And we because my friends laughed at me because when the driver showed up and got out his car, I was sitting there happy. I'm gonna eat. Saw that one little bag. I was so confused. I looked at the bag and he looked at me confused. And he said, "Oh, this isn't your order?" I said, "I don't. My name is on it, but where's the rest? This is all they gave me. You didn't check, see if there was more."
This is what irks me about that whole thing. Like, who's accountable and who gonna fix this? And well, I know it don't matter because I'm still hungry.
It's Uber because I already was in the app before he pulled off.
Man, I remember I was watching one DoorDash dude go from the restaurant with my food to Sonic, and then he came to my house, and then he dropped off Sonic, and I was like,
Dang.
"Hey,
Have y'all ever seen those videos? The guy was messing with people. He'd be like walking up to give them their order, like, "All right, so you got a orange frap mochaccino. Let me see." Yeah. That's
Oh
the right one.
yeah,
And then people were like,
I'm waiting for him to
"Excuse
get
me?
shot. I'm
Excuse-"
waiting for him to
And
get
he just,
shot.
"I'm just kidding. Yours right here."
I am waiting.
You'll be playing with people food. That's why
Oh, man.
he was black, but he didn't do that to nobody black.
Look. Because I be watching. I'm like, the timing of that joke got to be perfect because if you wait too long,
Yeah,
He had to have
You might
practiced
get-
that junk.
you gonna be lunged at. You
He
just-
bit into some white lady's burger, and she just was like, "Excuse me," and he just goes, "I'm kidding. Yours is right here." She's like, "Huh. Oh, that's funny." I was like, "Oh,
no,
She was
it
trying to
ain't
hold
that
that
funny.
in. She was trying
It
to
ain't
hold
that
that in.
funny.
She was
That's
like,
no.
She in the house eating her burger like, "That son of a bitch." I'd be like, rating 3. Don't play with my food.
You see that tip disappear. Hope the joke got you some likes. Give him tip back.
I got a tip for you. Don't be playing with my motherfucking food.
I don't like people playing with my food. Oh man. Man, we should keep talking about this instead of this shit movie, huh?
This movie. Mm-mm.
Oh,
man.
Is that why we keep talking about other stuff?
It wasn't on purpose, but
People
man.
not sure.
I was watching this movie.
Was it intentional? Is this because we watched Nope and we saw like a really good movie about this, and now we're seeing how bad that could get?
Or was it because Halle Berry was in it? and you
Look,
knew I was gonna fuss.
Oh,
no, you fussed after I picked the movie. Well, I didn't
True.
retain that information that you hate Holly Berry, but
I don't hate her. It's just
we'll get into. Hold on, let me. All right. Thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time with us, we're the secret group of brown kids. Who are the secret group of brown kids? It's a secret, but you might be able to find us at your folks' house turning down the motion smoothing on their TV so everything doesn't look like a soap opera.
ugh.
My name is Tiff. I'm your host today, and on the panel we got Tim.
Hey y'all, how you doing today?
I forgot the AKA that I had for you, but whatever. And Kareem.
I'm supposed to say hi.
I mean, you technically just
Hi,
did say hi.
hi. Oh, okay.
All right.
Hi, hi,
Hi.
hi. Hello.
All right. And today we are doing the 2022 sci-fi disaster flick Moonfall. Currently streaming on HBO Max.
It was a
Yes.
disaster.
And why are we doing this movie? Lord help us. I mentioned doing a space movie, but I wasn't like ready to do any of the good ones. I know that sounds really bad, but like I know we've been on a really good streak where everyone likes everything. But
Yeah.
this has been on my list and nobody talked about it. Like it had no buzz, and I figured that was for a reason. So I was like, why not? Let's all go in blind, right? And in blind is where we went.
Oh, I would have preferred being blind.
Look, Miss Wandered Earth.
To be honest, if you read the synopsis, would you have understood?
I mean, I would have watched it anyway. But
I did read the synopsis, and I was like, "All right, space disaster movie. Okay,
yeah, a mysterious force knocks the moon out of its orbit and sends it hurtling on a collision course toward Earth.
that's Legend of Zelda. Dawn of the Last Day. Halle Berry, like, help.
Yo, you know
Wait.
what? Let me.
Kareem has strong feelings about Halle Berry, and so do I. So
okay, so I'm split down the middle. I'm gonna be honest. I never recognized Halle Berry until 15 minutes later into the movie.
All right.
I don't know what it is about her. She just has this like, she doesn't register, and I'll be like, "Is that Halle Berry?"
She is mediocre. She blends into the background.
Damn, chill. Okay, who else is in this movie? Patrick Wilson, John Bradley. You know Sam from Game of Thrones, right? Yeah, everybody loves him, right? Charlie Plummer, Michael Pena.
That's the only other person I recognized.
There's also, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I'm going to butcher it. I apologize. Emmy Iquakor? I'm not sure, but I recognized him, unfortunately, as
he was
Gorgon in the Inhumans, the MCU show that we don't talk about.
Was he the ex-husband in this movie?
Yeah, he was the ex-husband, the general.
Okay,
yeah.
The permanent frowny. I disapprove face.
I mean, he's a some sort of military general, right? Like,
what do you mean we have to do it this way?
All right, and directed by Roland Emmerich, and if you watch a lot of movies and you know who Roland Emmerich is, you already know how this is about to go. Well, I shouldn't say that. His movies were good at some point, right? Okay, so if you don't know, he started with Universal Soldier, Stargate, but like Independence Day was that's what solidified it, and that's when he found his lane, I guess, because from there on, not all, but a lot of his stuff has been disaster movies or giant like sci-fi movies with a lot of disaster in it. Day After Tomorrow, 2012.
That was him too?
Yeah, like he found a
really?
lane. He just
Did he hit his head?
He loves.
He injured?
Man, he loves destroying cities, I guess.
Because something changed.
Look, I got my theories, and we'll get to that. And this is actually an independently funded movie, which is wild to me
Oh yeah,
because wait, no,
okay.
but
Oh,
like, no, think about it. Like, usually when you say independently funded, that's like, oh, it's an indie flick. It's a writer director. He's making his passion project or first movie or something like that,
I
right?
mean, I hear that, and
Right?
I think of Uwe
What?
Boll.
Oh God. uh, I didn't even know that's how you said that dude's name. Anyway, uh, but like, you don't often hear about independently funded blockbuster movies,
A
right?
little bit.
Like, the budget on this was 150 million. So by
Wait,
definition,
it was that much?
listen. The budget was 150 million, but
But
uh, the box office total was 67. So massive flop, and nobody make money back on this.
no.
And if
He had to get checks back.
it came out in February, so like a blockbuster in February, the only February blockbuster that I can think of at all is Black Panther, and
Yeah,
that's
they
just because
they
like,
put it on the black people month.
yeah,
Wait, how did he get not
look,
how did
there are
because
like 21 executive producers on this, so everybody, look, half were from China. Like, they're just like, look, we going in.
how did he get a name like Holly Berry for this then?
I mean, because he's
What,
Roland
what,
Emmerich.
what was she doing?
Did she read the script?
What was she doing?
Okay, so we'll get to the Jesus. uh, look, and finally, tell me if this makes sense to you. Rotten Tomatoes, 35% critic score, 70% audience.
No,
you
that's
gotta.
weird.
Look,
That's
I
weird.
understand.
That means the audience liked it.
Yeah,
The audience one is a
yeah,
little
it's audience
high-ish.
fresh. So like, here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm not surprised at the low critic higher audience, but why is the audience score so high?
That's
70
a
out of
little.
a
I figured like a 50.
Yeah, 70 out of 100 people like this movie.
I feel like 20% of those people, or 20 that last 20 that brought it up to 70, are people that just kind of watched the movie out the corner of their eye while they was washing dishes.
No, I think it got so bad that they
I
enjoyed
mean,
it in the end. I
You
don't know.
can't rate a movie. You can't rate a movie highly
I don't
if it
know.
was so bad it's good. You can't do that.
It's
That
but
I
I don't
mean,
know.
people will do that if a movie is so bad that they love
No,
to watch it to
okay,
make fun
but
of it.
yes, but I can say I love this bad movie, but I'm not going to get on Rihanna's internet and say it is 100%, right? I'm
absolutely,
still
Some
absolutely.
people will.
I know,
That's what
but they're wrong.
I'm agreeing to that. I feel like that's bad. Like if something's so bad it's good, you don't give it a high
Yeah,
rating.
you
That's
But
you
but
acknowledge that it's bad in the ratings and just say, but
mhm.
I still like it.
Yeah,
but there are those out there too that can feel Holly Berry can do no wrong. They just like Holly Berry to like Holly Berry.
Hey
I
man,
don't
what you
think
trying to
those
say?
people. I don't think those people are real. I feel like those people exist in 2014 and back. They're not out there.
I'm saying
I think
those
I
who
think
like
I
who
I think you just have a high
You know
amount of
what?
hate
You know what?
those
building up.
people
You're
those
welling
Nah.
people
up.
that like Holly.
Let's just do it. Let's just okay. Let's go. Let's nah. Just let's have the Holly Berry fight right at the top. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just remember, black people are listening, Kareem. Your ancestors are
Okay,
listening. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and
Go ahead.
okay. First of
Say it with
all,
your chest. You can't.
anyway,
That's a slur.
Whoa,
That's we
whoa,
can't. I gotta edit that out.
whoa! He's out the gate.
Nigga, like
but no, okay.
You
Holly
sound like
Berry.
you sound like those white guys be walking around. Yeah, Cheryl's nice. Cheryl's fine. They get you alone. She's a cunt. Like, what the hell, Brian? Whoa, Brian. Let's.
Okay, well, no, okay. Here it is. Okay, Holly Berry let me down with Storm, and then it just to me it
it,
kept going
Now
down.
look,
hold on a second.
Storm
I'm
was
gonna
not
give.
all on her. That's a group
Yes,
effort.
I'm gonna let her.
No. It's not. It's
I'm
still
gonna let her have
me.
that one because she can't do anything with what they were giving her. But I'm gonna say that in the same realm, why did she do Catwoman?
Look, that
See, and that was my number 2.
okay. I'm gonna get to okay. My response to your X-Men gripe is that was a group thing. You can't pin that all on her. She tried
Oh,
her.
I blame. Trust me, I blame all of them.
She tried her best when it came to X2. That's why her billing went up, and she had a little bit more to do. But yeah, it's a group effort.
Okay.
Your second point, Catwoman. Okay, I'll put this out there. She's not the best at picking roles. She's not.
No.
Not
Okay,
everybody
I'll give you.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
But it's like, where's your team at telling you, Holly? No, pull back. Anyway, but
here's the
and
thing:
then
a lot of things look good on paper, and then it just.
Then you put a basketball scene in there for no good
and
reason.
this movie looked good on paper. This movie looked good on paper. You read it through.
Yeah, I mean
the dialogue, the action scenes.
Well, look, the dialogue wouldn't be on the paper just yet. Like
we're doing a Catwoman movie, and we're never going to bring up Batman. It's not a thing. It's just her.
Oh.
To be fair, they've done
25
that
years,
like
25 years
four
later.
more times. But I think that might have been the first one.
But then in most of her movies, why is she always a mother without a child?
Look, because she's trying to get the Oscar, man. What does that have to do with Halle Berry?
She either lost a child, can't find a child.
What do you mean most? It's not even most
gave
of her.
a child away.
I mean, there's okay. Let's count them. So, what's the first one? It's really good.
I don't know her. I don't know her all her movies yet.
Hold on, hold on. I gotta pull it up.
and then it's
hold on. If you're gonna argue, you gotta argue. You gotta have your facts ready. You said you had everything written out.
No, these are my opinions. Okay.
Okay.
And it's.
You don't watch Halle Berry movies, but all her movies, she don't got no kids.
Oh no! I'll watch them because I'm hoping at some point it'll click and she'll just. But no, I used to like Halle Berry. I used to like her roles, and I realized, like, it could be like you said, where she picks bad roles, or she just so mediocre to me. She's a mediocre actress, but
why does she make you angry?
It's not that she. It's not really that she makes me angry. It's just that people give her so much, where it's like, okay, where's the evidence? What put her on this pedestal? Besides her looks, get off her looks. Everybody keeps saying she's beautiful, blah 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 blah. Okay, get off the looks. What else? What else?
90s.
But that's everybody. That's everybody. That's everybody. What's that guy in that upcoming Flash movie? What's his name?
Ezra Miller.
Get off his looks. He ain't got nothing. He look crazy.
Ezra, I ain't know people like him for his looks.
I don't.
I mean, like guys people like little mouse face white dudes. They love it.
I didn't realize people like the voice because he looked so weird and creepy to me.
That's his appeal.
Favorite type of white boy.
That's what they like about Timothée Chalamet.
Mm-hmm. Timothy like he's sickly.
Little mousy white
something.
They love them bird chesting little dudes. And anyway, that's
like
I guess. I'm not trying to put nobody down. I'm not trying to body shame. I'm just.
I feel like her legacy is a little overrated, but I'm not going to say that Halle Berry is a bad actress.
Put me in coach.
Definitely doesn't. She definitely could use a coach.
I won't say bad. I say mediocre.
Okay.
Mediocre.
You did say mediocre. All right.
Yeah, she's about average though.
All right. I am willing to go on record saying I think Halle Berry is a good actress that picks bad roles, and also had to deal with Hollywood because Hollywood, like, there can only be like one black woman at a time, and she was the black woman for a bit, and then she wasn't.
But every other black woman was dealing with that. And
yes, because they're all competing. And I'm saying she had her moment, and then when it wasn't her moment anymore, that's when she started getting the iffy roles. And not all of it is everybody else's fault. Like she probably could be better at picking roles, yes. But some of it is just her just trying to keep her not foot in the game, just trying to stay in the game. Like, hey, at some point, like, the roles dried up. They go to everybody else. I might have to go be in this short movie and nobody gonna remember.
And there's also too, if you have the talent, you can be that good part in a bad movie. Because there was
Yes,
instances where
I mean, yes, but also that goes back to the roles. Like, so anyway, let me just go. Also, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm a little biased,
Mhm.
a little
A little,
biased, just a
a
little
little,
biased,
a little.
because like Holly Berry's like a lifelong crush. I'm gonna just say it. But I'm willing.
See,
Look, wait,
see,
wait,
I
wait,
knew it.
wait, wait,
Okay,
Oh,
all
wait,
right, okay,
wait,
all right,
wait. Okay,
okay.
look, I saw her in the Flintstones as Rebecca Bedrock, and
I
that did something to me. But I'm willing to cast that aside and be unbiased.
Interesting.
And here I go. So here are her good roles, and there's a lot of them. Jungle Fever, Boomerang, amazing in Boomerang. Queen, remember
God's
Queen,
Boomerang. Yeah.
the miniseries.
Queen Middle.
Losing Isaiah. That was the first one where she didn't have a kid. It's literally, it's literally in the title. Okay, but that's one. Keep count, right? Uh, Baps is a classic. That now she's already
See,
look
Baps.
look. It.
It's hard. It's hard to act bad in a Bap.
I'm not saying it's an amazing movie. I'm saying it's a classic. It's in a lot of people's
No,
hearts.
no, it's a class. I'm just
But
saying it's hard
it's
to
a fun
really
movie.
not not do that role well because it's such a goofy, fun movie.
Okay, but that shows a little bit of range. See, I'm
Does it?
just.
Does it? Okay,
I
all
mean,
right.
You can still
Okay.
mess it up.
I mean, yeah. Not everybody funny, right?
Oh, that's true. That is
Okay,
true.
comedy is hard, Kareem. Uh,
That
let me
is
keep
true.
going. I don't know all of these, but why do fools fall in love?
I've never seen that one. I haven't seen that one myself.
And then we get to X-Men, which we already covered. And then we hit the. So this is my theory. This is when she's trying to get that Oscar, and we don't got to talk about it too much, but we get back to back Swordfish and Monsters Ball, and she got the Oscar for Monsters Ball, but we ain't got to
Oh,
Because
get
she
into
was
that.
naked.
Look, we ain't got
Because
to.
she sold nudity.
We don't got to. We don't.
Monsters Ball is like Black Snake Moan for a different
We
generation.
don't got to
It was
fuck Billy Bob
okay.
Thornton.
Okay.
Like I'm. But anyway, uh, look,
That's what she did.
look. I set you up. All right. You know, I handed you the ball. You dunked it. That's okay. I can't be mad at you. Um, then she got to be a Bond girl. Cool.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Gothica. I will go on record as saying that is an underrated movie. People shout on that movie, but it's pretty decent. And she did it.
Which one was Gothica?
That's
Let
when
me look it up.
they put her in a crazy house. I shouldn't say crazy house. That's not.
Oh, that one was weird.
Yeah, but like
But
if we could find it and go back and watch it, she did a good job, and it's not a bad movie. I gotta figure out why people hate it, but I remember seeing it again and thinking, hey, like I don't think it deserved that hate, and she was pretty good in it.
I gotta play it again.
Then we get Catwoman. Or wait, do we get?
you
Yeah.
Gothica.
Okay, after Gothica, we get Catwoman, which is that I can think of the first time she really messed up picking a role.
Basketball scene.
Their
Late
eyes were
90s,
watching
early
God.
2000s.
I remember she
Oh,
did good in that. Then we started getting just the she did like what is it, Perfect Stranger, that was with Bruce Willis, whatever. That's a forgettable movie. Then she started trying to get another Oscar, like try to get people to take her seriously again after Catwoman. So Frankie and Alice, where she plays one character, but she had split personalities or something like that. She was really good in that. Okay. Things We Lost in the Fire. I think that's with Benicio del Toro. That was pretty good. But from both Frankie and Alice and Things We Lost in the Fire, there's 3 years between them. Holy shit! So she probably like quit acting for a while or couldn't get any work. But both of those were good. But then nobody see them. Then we get she popped up in New Year's Eve, but that was one of those like
oh
everybody's
snap!
in
Did
this
you say
movie.
Bulworth? Did you say Bulworth at all?
Nah, I missed that.
Woolworth?
Yeah, Bulworth. Nobody, nobody should have been in Bulworth. The movie's not great, but everybody. She was one of the people that drove it. Like you were hoping for a better turnout or something of the movie just because they were pretty good in it. But oh god,
Okay, so
dumpster movie.
But she was good in it.
Ghetto superstar.
She was good in it.
Ghetto superstar.
Praz.
Uh,
Apparently a spy.
what else? Instead of that almost flew over my head. Okay,
Yeah.
and then we hit kind of like this weird slump where she did Dark Tide. That's the first time in a long time where she did a movie that, like, I don't know if that was straight to DVD. I don't know what that was. Then we get Cloud Atlas, so she worked with the Wachowskis, and like she was second billing in that. Started to come back. The Call, is this another one where you say she lost her kid? Because it wasn't her kid. She was the 911 operator, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it still has something to do with a lost kid.
Okay, that's not her fault though. She saved the kid, man.
So there are I searched her and I'm looking at random stuff, and so there was this movie Race the Sun. I forgot about that. She was good in that. It's about like kids building, I think, an electric vehicle to race in a scholastic challenge, and that was really good. But okay, so two other random things that popped up were something called Boss Bitch Fight Challenge.
What? What is
Yeah,
that?
that came up under Holly Berry. It says Boss Bitch Fight Challenge, and Limp Biscuit Behind Blue Eyes. I've never seen this video in my life. I'm looking at a clip of it right now. It is Fred Durst and Holly Berry looking at each other through glass, like one of them is like in a crazy house. And I don't remember this happening at all.
She's in the video?
I will put the link in the chat. I don't believe this really happened.
I'll go down that rabbit hole later.
This is Mandela Challenge.
But I'll go with what Tiffron said. It said that she probably picks bad roles because most of the stuff I've seen with her, it's like this role isn't you.
You said both
like,
of the
this
stuff.
Is not.
You see, he said both. He's seen two things. He's seen X-Men 1 and X-Men 2, and he was mad about it.
Oh.
Anyway, keep going.
But it's like this is not your role, and try as you might, it just not. They can't pull that out of you because it's not within you. It's just not there.
I don't. But okay, I don't think I've seen a role that she did that called for more than what she gave. Maybe, I mean, I haven't seen all her movies. But like,
it's like okay.
There's. I'm not saying she like did the app, like she didn't like Denzel every single time, but like,
well, yeah.
You know, but like sometimes, you know, you in a movie, all you got to do is just be in that movie. I'm not going to take away points for that, right? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you know what type of movie you in.
It's like it is to me. It's like to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like she's an action star.
Wait,
like every time she does actiony,
okay, but maybe she not.
Actiony movie is out of
Hold on, wait. John Wick 3. She stole the scene in John Wick 3.
I have not seen all of that one, but
they were her dogs. She trained the dog.
To me,
as far as I've been told, she was good in that movie.
Yeah, she was good in that movie. Her dogs were super cool. She was still a cool.
I feel like that character got those.
I think you already hated her.
Points. No.
She was a cool character with cool dogs.
I love the character and I love the dogs. I love the whole scene. It was just, to me, she got that much hype because the dogs is with her. If it was just her doing it, like the parts where she was the one actually fighting.
If you take the dogs out, do you think people would have said, "Oh, she sucked"?
No, I just said they would have said it's mediocre. She was. It's all right.
I think that's you talking. Cool. She was good in John Wick 3.
I mean, it's my opinion. It's my opinion.
You're right, but sometimes you're wrong too. Okay, so Kidnap. I don't remember if it was her kid in Kidnap. I think, was it her kid in Kidnap? She lost it. Okay, I'm gonna give you.
I can't.
I'll let you have Kidnap because I think it might have been her kid, and she like chased him down. The extant. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's a space movie. She's an astronaut. Now that's 100% up my alley, and I still ain't watched it yet, so that's on me. She was all right.
Is she the same character from Moonfall?
I don't know.
I hope not. I really hope not.
What I'm trying to get to is Bruised, which is her directorial debut, and she starred in it. And that was the first time I saw her really, really bring acting chops in a while.
Which one?
Bruised. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
I need to see the screenshot.
She's an MMA fighter.
Oh
Oh,
no, that one I enjoyed. I enjoyed that one.
yeah.
Oh, you just happen to forget that you enjoyed. Okay, all right, all right.
I forgot all about. No, I'm not saying all of her movies suck. I'm just saying she's mediocre to me, and she doesn't deserve the amount of hype that I feel like she's getting. And I feel like she's
But
getting that much
here's
hype.
the thing.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I feel like she gets that much hype honestly because she back then Hollywood, not now Hollywood, back then Hollywood. It was because she was that beautiful black actress that can
Act.
She was black,
fit.
but not too
No,
black.
you can play right. You can place her in any role you don't want a white person in.
She black, but she not too black.
I don't want to
You
go
know.
down that road because
No, I hate that road.
that's we can't really art like that's not her fault kind of thing.
No.
One.
It's not.
Two,
It's not.
It's not like she's not a Will Smith who purposely. Okay, right? You know, I don't even got to say it. Like, and I love Will Smith, but he purposely.
I do too, but
he purposely chose roles that would help him remain white famous. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
they say they would be like,
agree.
let's get Will Smith. He's black, but he's not
I'll agree.
too black.
I'll agree.
but that's somebody else saying it, not the actor themselves,
No,
right? But
that's not what
I don't think Halle
that's not what
Berry
they
ever
were aiming for themselves.
tried to be that person. She would still do black shit. So you see what I'm saying? Okay.
Like Boomerang.
Like, so I think not all of her hype, but a lot of her hype did in fact come. I think what you're saying is come from the 90s.
Yeah.
And she was that's when she was the most popular. Yes, she's pretty, but she could also act. Like Boomerang, she's great in Boomerang. Like that's probably in terms of Halle Berry acting, I think that's my favorite Halle Berry role is Boomerang. But
I don't know. Have you seen Boss Bitch Fight Challenge?
You know what? I need to check that out. I might need to watch that. That might turn me into a Halle Berry fan.
I'm sorry. Every time I see it, it cracks me up.
That might flip me.
Boss Bitch Fight Challenge featuring Florence Pugh, Margot Robbie, Cameron Diaz, Scarlett Johansson, Halle Berry, Zoe What the hell is this movie? This has to be some sort of Zoe Saldana. This has to be some sort of weird. I don't understand what this thing is, but I'm gonna have to like watch it because it just literally is called Boss Bitch Fight Challenge.
Oh, it even has that other girl in it.
What is this movie? I don't know what this is.
Harley Quinn.
The girl with the hair.
Harley Quinn.
Okay. Margot Robbie, but
Cameron Diaz. What?
I don't understand what this is, but I'm gonna end up watching this mess.
Okay, maybe we can do an episode on that. So, Karreem, did I plead my case well?
You did. You're wrong if you did.
What?
You did. I understand why
she's
other
56.
people like her.
Look,
but to me, she's just mediocre.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey, give her a break. She was married to Eric Benet.
It's not that.
And he cheated. Anyway,
he was under too much pressure.
I don't know what that has to do with but no. It's not that she's so bad. Like I'll always give Holly a chance because she has had good roles. She has, and it's just she's just mediocre to me. It's like I won't ever run out and see a Halle Berry movie because it's a Halle Berry movie. I won't ever do that. That's just
all right, but
because I won't dive across the whole. I need that ticket.
But will you watch? If I pick 3 movies, will you watch them and then report back to me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
go with that. I'll do that.
Bruised, Boomerang.
Seen Bruised, liked it. Seen Boomerang, liked it.
And we'll do Cloud Atlas one day, so I'm not gonna put that on the list. See if you can find Frankie and Alice.
Frankie and Alice. That's the one I haven't seen. I'll rewatch all 3. It might take me a week, but I'll rewatch all 3.
No, take your time. This ain't anything official, but just to help plead my Halle Berry case.
I understand, but I don't want to say this, and because I don't even. Will this get you? Will you have to cut this? Will it get you in trouble?
I gotta cut the other part. I know that.
It's just that she gets that hype because she is or was straight black men's dream. Even gay black men that loves top tier female. That's
Yes,
she got it because of that.
I I think she has talent, but I'm not going to argue that she's not very pretty. So
No, you don't got I
so
already
I
she's
think
very
yes,
she's gorgeous.
yes,
Holly is
like
gorgeous.
that definitely like
I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say because that would be rude. But she is gorgeous.
okay. So it
But
might have got her some roles, yes, but I don't think that takes away from her talent. Her biggest flaw is the ability to depict good roles. So
I don't know what it is. I don't know if
and
it's just
I
she
think
just honestly don't know.
that
I mean,
she
she could be doing the Samuel L. thing.
like just
Never say no to a role. Just do it all.
n-
I
nah,
mean,
I don't know, maybe, but she definitely picked some bad ones, but also she definitely, you know, it's hard out here for a black actress, especially that's been acting that long. Like it's getting a bit
Yeah,
better now, but like they were all
I get
competing
it.
against each other at one point. So
I
yeah.
get it.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Still mediocre to me, but I definitely get that.
All right. We we've argued about Holiday for 20 minutes instead of talking about this movie. So maybe we should finally talk about
Oh,
this movie.
do we have to? Do we have to?
Oh
Because
man. So Moonfall. Oh, if you haven't seen the movie, we're about to spoil it for you. You know, real quick, how did y'all feel about the movie?
wow,
I've
this
never seen a movie so 2001 as this movie that came out in 2022.
I got a theory
they
about
put
that.
about
Keep going.
30 plots in this movie
Look.
and put them together.
So
They read somebody read three different comic books and said, okay,
remember what
fit
I
it all in
said?
there.
Wrote the movies Roland Emmerich has done, and think about all those movies. They all kind of do the same thing. Like, why do we care about these people? I just want to see stuff get blown up. But they like
They
we didn't need a ground team. We didn't need a
who
ground
wrote the
team.
script?
Uh,
Oh.
I think he's a writer on it, but there's definitely more writers.
Because the dialogue with the characters were just
Somebody was trying so hard to get some of
it
those like
was like
real tight
daytime
one-liners in there, and it
it was
wasn't gonna work.
daytime TV corny. It was I feel like I was watching a UPN show.
Hey man, UPN got classics.
So like, but now
Why are you attacking black
not
people this
lately.
episode?
Not lately. Black
Lately,
I,
people.
UPN don't exist no more.
you watch a VHS tape, so
You no UPN. Okay, no, see, no, because I got theories on UPN shows that. Wait, were these UPN shows? Was Green Arrow and the DC shows UPN shows?
are those
CW,
WB?
the U
CW.
now UPN was replaced with CW, so
I mean, that's
Yeah, okay. Because I honestly felt like CW was racist.
because it was the WB and UPN and both combined
yes.
to make the CW.
Because I
And
thought they were racist for the way
they
they
got rid of
treated,
all the black shows
Yeah,
immediately. It was like,
and
what's
then
that?
the way they treated their black characters in the shows was like,
at
no,
that point it
y'all,
was
one
a
of
new
y'all got a
network though.
problem.
It was a new network though.
It's being ran by the same folk.
I think if it was ran by the same folk, we would still have.
From the people who brought you Dawson's Creek
Ugh,
comes One Tree Hill, a show
ugh.
filmed in the same town, which made my life more tedious.
Oh no.
And then they put Smallville in the same area.
So yeah, Roland Emmerich was the head writer, and then there was also two folks we ain't never heard of.
Ah, my God.
But yeah, I'm just saying his movies have kind of a flow, and this is very on brand.
It was, and then the relationships between the characters were so forced. It was so forced. Y'all was, you could tell they wanted this cute little moment between
Yeah.
certain characters that just
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah, okay, well,
The little hallmark moments where like,
oh my god,
sure,
oh my god, this is
we gotta show that this guy loves his kids.
I
But
think
and
what
then Halle Berry's kid, who was a little bit too in tune with feelings and emotions, he was using adult language in his little commentary every time he was
because
talking.
his language is written by the 56-year-old man. Like,
And then that moment where he talked in Chinese with the other with the babysitter. Was she a
look,
babysitter
I'm
friend?
gonna get to it. All right, actually, let's just get into the
okay,
movie. Let's just
so before anything, I just want to point out to Fran, for the first 5 to 8 minutes of this movie, I thought there was something wrong with my television.
Me
Okay,
too.
I thought
Me
something
too.
went wacky with the aspect ratio on my TV.
I
I
did
thought
too.
maybe I thought I was standing on the wrong. I was like leaning. Let me get in the center of the bed. Maybe I'm looking at it weird.
I admit
No,
I hit
what's up
stop
with the
and
stretch?
play. I hit stop and play a few times. I restarted that app a few times. I said, "Oh, this is the
What's up with the
movie.
stretch, Tiffron? Why is the
Oh,
movie
this is the movie."
in that aspect? It's like thin. Everybody, what's
Was
that?
it like 16:9 ratio or something like that? It was
How they
weird.
get the aspect ratio wrong for my TV?
look.
What's up with that?
It was
Right off
weird.
the bat. Right off the bat.
He was he was on some
I
Christopher
don't even
And
Nolan
care
where
shit.
about
and
stuff like
where
that.
and where were the people?
Hey, hold on. I make
I'm
a
just pointing
movie.
out the aspect ratio. I didn't get that far yet.
Where were the people?
Look, sometimes
Y'all couldn't get extras. This is
look, they
and
actually
look, and then for a world destruction movie, y'all had an awfully lot of death where y'all just didn't care. People dying left and right.
look.
Y'all wiping out whole cities. Not even a second thought about it. So we're just gonna.
This
I'm
whole
gonna send
thing was
everybody
shot on
home.
green screen.
I'm
That's
just.
where the people were. In fact, you can tell that some of the extras and wide shots are CGI, and they're proud of it.
Oh, I
Anyway,
didn't know. I didn't know
yeah.
that. I didn't know that.
So, like we said, here we about to spoil everything. If you're still with us, if you ain't turn us off after the Halle
Halle
Berry
Berry.
fight,
I hope I made you mad. At me. At me.
don't.
Even though I ain't got no tags in this.
Oh man! So, film starts out in 2011 in space, following some astronauts. Luke Wilson, Luke, not his name is Patrick Wilson. I'm sorry, Patrick
Oh,
Wilson and Holly
Luke.
Berry on a satellite repair mission in space, and they get some kind of electrical interference, and then they get hit with something big. This causes the one astronaut to get knocked out into space. R.I.P. Marcus, he was a real one. And Patrick Wilson gets knocked back
Poor
into the
Marcus.
shuttle, right? And
Poor Marcus.
Patrick Wilson gets back inside, and Holly Berry, she's inside the shuttle. She got knocked out, and he manages to get the shuttle because it was spinning. He gets it stabilized, and he looks back at unconscious Holly Berry, and he's like, "I'm gonna get you home." So now, next scene, 18 months later on Earth, we're seeing the house getting packed up by the movers, and we learn Patrick Wilson got blamed for the incident in space, and he's been fighting NASA in court for a wrongful termination. Because anyway, he got blamed for it, and he's at the end of his rope, and like his family lost the house, and everything's bad, right? So, fun fact.
Bad.
Uh, I don't know if you could tell at this point, but they had to go back and reshoot this scene and add it to the movie after principal filming was completed
What?
because a test audience was confused in the beginning.
And they continue to be confused.
So next scene.
It ain't fixed now though.
Then we see Sam from Game of Thrones working as a custodian, but he's like sneakily logging into someone's computer, impersonating them, right?
He's playing the role where he's the one that actually knows what's going on and tries to get help, but he's seen as crazy.
He's the scientist with the papers.
The ravings of a lunatic.
Yeah, and he's impersonating a real scientist, talking to another scientist to try and get him to email him some scans, and he's like, "No, don't send it to my work email. Send it to the other email." Yeah.
Catfishing.
And then he runs to another job at a fast food restaurant. He gets there late, and his manager, who's like younger than him, is like already pissed off at him. And like mid through taking an order from a customer, he gets an email, and he flips out and he runs outside. I guess the scans came back with something startling, and he has to call NASA, right? NASA.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he has the number to
Get
NASA.
NASA on the phone. Okay, now we're back to Holly Berry, who leaves her kid and her nanny girlfriend.
Yeah, I
Live in
was weird about. I
Chinese
wasn't
exchange
sure on that
student.
one
Yeah,
myself. Yes.
They never explained it.
no, they did.
I thought it was girlfriend.
No, they explained it at
yeah.
some point. Like I know I made the joke, live in Chinese exchange student, but that's what it actually
Yeah.
is.
At one point, it was like, are you sure I can go? And I was like, no, you're an exchange student. It shouldn't be. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm Holly Berry. You can go.
Right off the top, like clearly this is like a. Remember I said there's like 21 executive producers on this, and so they got a lot of funding came from I'm not even gonna try to say their names, but Chinese film company, right? And usually when they do these joint ventures, they usually try to get some diversity in there so the movie could also do well in China, which makes sense, and yay for diversity.
Yeah.
It's just when you can almost always tell when it's a business move and the character is just shoehorned in and nothing is natural about it. By all means, have more
Have it.
have more characters, but like have
Just
the
make her
writing.
the random nanny to the kid for some reason.
Whatever. Anyway, so she heads into work. She leaves her kids behind, and her space nerds that she worked with. They never actually say their names. They tell her that the moon orbit is shifting. So now back to Sam from Game of Thrones. His name is Casey, by the way.
Her nerds aren't even as good as the other nerd because they got all that equipment and they
her
just found that out.
nerds came off as temp nerds.
You're right. Like they literally work at NASA, and Sam figured this out on his own.
They were the sidekicks to Sam.
For like 5 minutes. Anyway, we'll get there. So Sam is now at his third job, teaching kids at that observatory up in LA. I don't know if that's what it looks like on the inside. They probably just made it up. And he tells them how the moon is a megastructure and hollow. And Patrick Wilson shows up because I missed this. Somehow he got Patrick Wilson to come. I don't know. To try and get him to pass his findings on the NASA, and Patrick Wilson's like, "Yo, we don't talk anymore." Have you like?
we're not good.
Yeah, and then Patrick Wilson gets the guards to drag Sam out, and I missed how that happened because he was there teaching the kids, and Patrick Wilson just showed up. So why did they believe him over anyway?
Oh, I remember this.
Okay.
I think because again, the movie they fixed all the confusing parts in the movie, apparently, but it was Patrick Wilson was supposed to be giving those kids speeches. That's his job. But they blamed what's his name on impersonating him to kick him out. He was there looking for him to give him the papers.
Okay, so Patrick Wilson was coming regardless.
He was late because he didn't have any money to pay his rent, even though he has a classic car and a very expensive motorcycle.
Yeah, and a very expensive watch. He had an Omega.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
That's the watch like James Bond has.
Why are you spending money on everything that's not rent?
So anyway, yeah, when Patrick Wilson is like the hard ass leader, down on his luck, right? Yeah. And speaking of down on his luck, his son gets arrested for going on a police chase, and then the judge doesn't even grant him bail.
But he's white.
Crazy, right?
What the hell?
Also, Michael Pena owns a Lexus car dealership and is married to Patrick Wilson's ex-wife.
This was all dumped really fast.
Really fast, yeah.
Because the last time we saw that kid, he was 10.
It's wild because like they could have just cut out half these characters and still got the movie going.
They did not need them. I feel like they would have had a better movie.
Is them just trying to explain everything real fast.
Like cutting out a few of these little plots and a few of these characters that were just kind of superfluous. you'd have hit 90 minutes, and people would have been like, "Ooh, that wasn't bad. That was a nice little ride."
Nice,
But
good weekend movie, but
what was it, 2 hours and 10 minutes?
yeah.
And you
This
told
was a
like 18
long
stories
movie.
and didn't put a pin in like all of them.
At this point
You had
is
a
when I realized that like I thought I missed some of the exposition because like there's another time jump, and they told
Yeah,
us when we jumped ahead 18 months, but I don't think they
right.
told us when we jumped ahead 10 years.
When they said your son is, look on the TV, he's in the police chase. I was like, oh shit, the 10-year-old's driving a car, and then they showed him in jail. I was like, man, that's a rough jail. He's
it
messing
was
people
so
up.
fast. It was so fast. I thought he had a different son.
This was one of 3 places I rewound the movie to make sure I didn't miss something.
Man, it was a lot, and I don't know if it was the editing screw up or what, but whatever. The whole
Maybe they
movie
just didn't edit the movie. They just filmed it all in order, like on a VHS camera.
Ain't no way
They filmed it all in one day.
Man, but yeah, and we also learned that Sam's mom is in a old folks home and she has dementia. So that's
What was his cat's name? He named his cat something dumb.
Well, this actually comes into play later on, but yeah, the cat's name was Fuzz Aldrin.
Fuzz you dumb.
But they had to give the quote unquote crazy world ender lunatic a touching backstory.
Well, he
cares for his mom and his cat.
But he has a cat and his mom in a home, so he ain't. Somebody else is caring for her. A black woman's caring for her. That's fucked up.
No, he was always concerned for her.
I'm just saying.
I love my mom.
My mom used to work at an old folks home, and it was all anyway.
Oh, my mom worked at a rest home too. It's like,
all right, now I'm gonna leave this in, so y'all can't get mad at us because it's true.
I ain't saying nothing.
Although
my mom also worked at an old folks home.
Oh my!
Yeah. All right.
No, if I were Naruto, I'd say something about sharing a bond with y'all.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway.
I don't share a bond with you. I killed my whole village.
So we jump back to Holly Berry discussing the moon, and we find out they have 3 weeks before the moon crashes in Earth. Also,
so that was another one of the moments, because it was like, all right, so the orbit is changing, and in about 3 months it ought to hit us. And it's like, okay, so we got 3 months to figure this out. Actually, it's not 3 months, because as the moon gets closer, the months get short. What the fuck you talking about? That's the sun's job. What are you talking about?
And wait a minute. And hold on. Pause
he
right
said
there.
He said that stuff like with a straight face.
Did anybody actually believe Holly Berry as
here we go?
We back on
no.
Why we back on Holly Berry?
What? Because she's an
not
idiot?
not okay. Well, no, not Holly Berry. Just this the role. I'm sorry, the character role.
Nobody that was a scientist sounded that credible. Look, that's what I'm telling you right now, because he said he turned 3 months into 3 weeks with the worst math I've ever heard.
Here's the thing,
because her character was just so. It's like for her.
Okay, but here's the
thing.
For
her to be so smart, she knew nothing
about happening.
There's different
types of astronauts, right? Everybody has a role to fill when they go into space. We don't know what type of astronaut she was. She was still in the shuttle when they were out fixing it. She could have been the one who flew the plane.
She said navigation a couple of different times.
Right? Okay. And then after that, the dude said, the acting director said that Holly Berry wanted his job. And the director of NASA doesn't necessarily have to be an astronaut. They're essentially like a politician kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know.
But if a scientist says science words to you, you should know something of what they mean.
Not all astronauts are scientists. Like I said, she could have flew the plane.
Okay.
Hey. All right. In Armageddon, they sent oil drillers up there. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure NASA could have trained the men to drill holes.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Ben Affleck said that to Michael Bay, and he told him to shut the fuck up. Real story. I'll shit
You trying to be in a movie or not? Get
But
back
I'm
get
just
back to
saying,
It's
the
work.
like
diet.
he was like, isn't it easier to just train the astronauts to drill holes than instead of training the oil drillers to be astronauts? And Michael Bay said, "Shut the fuck up."
No, because it just the scenes with the scientists,
Are you
astronauts,
still talking about
NASA,
Holly Berry? Jesus Christ!
and stuff. No, not Holly Berry. Just saying with all the science people talking, it came off like a doctor show where they got a patient. They're all just saying doctor terms
Yeah, that's
in
how
very
it be.
fast succession.
I mean, like I said, I didn't expect it to be believable, but that one line with the math was, or with the now that the moon's getting closer, the
Well,
weeks will be short.
hey,
The days. What are you talking about? That's not how time works. The watches aren't just going to speed up because the moon got closer to us.
actually,
Don't actually mean.
you know, I'm leave it alone. I'm leave it alone. I'm I I'm just I'm gonna leave it alone.
Are we fact checking? Are we
He's
fact
not
checking this
completely
show?
wrong, but we don't got to talk about it. We don't got to talk about it. He's I don't know if it's going to be to the extent that he was saying, but yes, that yeah. Anyway, gravity, it's relative. Um. So yeah,
We going into it.
I don't want. I'm trying to. This is me fighting my demons. Let me.
My demons.
Okay.
Fight it.
So also, in spite of the government not wanting to release the details, the word got out. So now the whole world is in pandemonium, right? That kind of matters. Yeah, it does matter. It kind of comes into play
Because
later
Sam
on.
did it, right?
If he was the one, I missed it. I don't know how the word
Was it
got
him?
out.
I feel like Sam was the reason the word got out.
I don't. Was it him?
We just saw a news report with them saying everyone's losing
I
it.
think he leaked it on social media and everybody
He did.
went
He
nuts.
did.
That's funny.
Because he said he didn't know it was going to go that viral.
You're right. You're
He
right.
did.
Okay.
Yeah, the moon's coming closer to us. Whatever.
Let me tell everybody. So Patrick Wilson here's on the TV. You know, I need to stop calling him Patrick Wilson. His character's name is Harper. It's faster to say Harper. We can get through this faster. Harper hears on the TV that a theory that the moon is a megastructure has become real popular. And side note, now you can start seeing that the moon is huge in the sky, right? Harper goes and he finds Sam at one of his meetings, his weekly meetings, to hear him out because now he's intrigued about this whole moon thing. Because I guess once an astronaut, always an astronaut, right?
You ain't doing nothing else.
And so now, like several different space agencies launch missions to go to the moon to see if they can figure out what's going on. And I don't think we ever hear from or hear about any of the other missions. We only see NASA's mission. So I don't know why.
Yeah. It's only a NASA focus.
But we like the European Space Union or whatever could have done something, but only acknowledged NASA from here. So whatever. So NASA mission gets to the moon and finds a hole in one of the craters. Like they send a probe down, and then, or I don't even know if they sent a probe down. We just see like a giant black mass come out of the hole and it attacks the
No,
astronauts.
they sent it was a ship.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a ship.
but like they
They had
sent
three people
something
in it.
They
down the
flew a
hole.
ship up there and they did send a probe out
Okay,
of the
yeah,
I was like, this is the smartest thing they've done the whole movie.
yeah. Instead of just sending the people,
Yeah.
so like, but they sent something down and then they were like, oh, it's coming back up super fast, and like it was moving like kilometers per second or something like that, which keep that in mind. And so out of the hole comes a giant black mass, and from here on, I'm just going to refer to it as like the techno smoke cloud because it was clearly
They
like
sent it was Galactus from the Fantastic Four movie.
made out of nanobot. Oops, spoiler alert. Made out of nanobots. Anyway, techno smoke monster from Lost. So and it comes out and it kills the astronauts. And like Holly Berry sees them die on the monitor, and she realizes that's the shit that attacked them. How many years ago now? I don't know. 12.
12. It was 12.
Yeah, 12.
Something like that.
Yeah. So a decade ago and some change. And she says some kind of self-aware, self-replicating singularity is the phrase she used to describe it. or somebody said that.
Instantly.
So this the wild shit. Holly Berry or her boss just quits. He's like, I'm out. Like,
You the one wanted this job anyway. You
like,
do it.
He called his wife
look,
immediately.
he was like, yo, you see them niggas died? Like,
we about to leave Earth, I guess.
look, I'm gonna
He
go.
left with.
He literally
backed out
takes
so
his badge
smooth.
off and hands it to Holly Berry.
Like, here.
And he's like,
You wanted my job anyway, bye.
Here you go.
No, it was that scene was funny because he backed out like he was going to make an important call for some help. No, it was his wife.
The honey, there's some shit happening. Look, I quit. I'm coming home. You know what? But before he leaves, like Holly Berry challenges him, like, yo, help us figure this out. And he's like, nah, here you go. He hands her the badge, and then he mentions something about some dude that she can contact and he might know what's going on. But it kind of gave it the illusion that he knew something bad was happening, but he didn't want to talk about it. And whatever he knew was like, well, this shit is happening. We out. Right? Like, so of course Holly Berry takes his badge and she goes after the dude he mentioned. Now we get the big tidal wave, Karreem. The moon's finally close enough to start like making the tides go nuts, and it hits you at the United States' west coast, and of course Harper and Casey are in L.A. And we get this lazy. You said it's the quietest tsunami you ever heard.
It was the quietest. You didn't hear no panic, no people, no explosions. You just saw it.
Hey man, they had to. They didn't have to. They had to save all the money for like the moon effects, like the moon battle. So
it was like they had somebody poured a bucket of water over a model toy set.
That would have looked better than the CGI.
Probably.
Yeah, it was so low budget CG. I feel like they had a rush job on the
movie
special effects. So just like, yo, just do what you can do. It's not a big deal. They'll understand.
Ain't nobody gonna notice.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming to see this.
Man, look. So anyway, Holly Berry goes down the rabbit hole and finds Donald Sutherland literally hanging out in the archives where he tells her Apollo 11 didn't lose contact for 2 minutes. He's the source, by the way. Didn't lose contact for 2 minutes. They actually cut the feed on purpose because they saw some pulsating lights and that the moon was a cover-up. So Holly, and he also tells her about that they had some special bomb or something that they were going to use. Holly calls her ex-husband, who's like a general or whatever, some kind of important military man, and we find out they're considering launching nukes at the moon. And Holly is like, yo, that's dumb. The fallout's going to mess up the planet. And the ex-husband kind of brushes off like, nah, we wouldn't, but you should come with me and bring the sun. We should get out just to be safe.
The moon is going to make contact with the Earth. Let's just run to somewhere that is still the Earth.
Yeah. He's like, nah, it's not a big deal, but you should evacuate.
Let's hide. Let's evacuate. This is where are we going? And how long was wheelchair dude in that little dark area?
That
because it seemed like he was just waiting for his moment to come out.
Look,
in the
this
darkness.
is how lazy this writing is. So
you found my secret.
So
they had an extra $150 and said, "Go get Donald Sutherland."
No, this is what
happened. He was
an
astronaut before.
One of the financiers is his son, and they're like, "Yo, can you call your dad and see if he would be down for a cool cameo?" And he did.
And Keith Sutherland was like, "Why can't I do the cameo?" They're like,
"It's not even a cameo technically because he has the and billing. The like Holly Berry and Patrick Wilson,
that's
and featuring Donald Sutherland. His scene was 2 minutes.
That's ridiculous. He got 8 lines.
Look, and then he just rolls away into the darkness.
He just rolls away. Yeah. I mean, he moved the plot along. He helped with the plot.
He moved the plot a little bit better than a lot of things in the movie.
Fair.
because it was getting really chaotic.
Yeah, he's the one that reveals, they knew about it and they covered it up, or at least knew something was up. Right. Anyway, so Harper and Casey get picked up from the flooded hotel by the military. Somehow Holly Berry now has like military helping her out.
That knew exactly where he was.
Well,
I missed that part. I didn't know if there was
I'm
a
not even
tracker or
gonna. I'm
something.
not even gonna think about that. You're probably right. uh, and yeah, it turns out Holly Berry sent Uber to bring him. And like,
Military Uber.
so they get to the base. I forgot they said Vandenberg or I don't know, some base. It don't matter. And Holly Berry explains to them that
On the worst green screen ever.
about the shuttle attack, and then Harper says, "Okay, I'll help you with your mission, but you got to get my son out of prison or whatever."
Which
And you can tell that was a pre-recorded video that they just played and had the actors try to go along with it.
Look,
Just time it right to say your lines. Just,
that might be
she's gonna
the.
be talking.
They said they did 2 reshoots, and that might be the other one. Now Harper's on board. Here's the crazy thing: they need a ship, right, to get to the moon. But we're like, we don't use space shuttles anymore. How are we going to get one? We can go get the Endeavor that's in a museum.
It was a museum ship.
that was an excuse to use very easy to get footage.
Yes. You know what? I didn't think about that, but you're right. Fun fact: this isn't the first movie to use the Endeavor. They also used it in The Core. I think that's 2000.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they had to like take a nuclear bomb or something down to the Earth's core to like restart it.
I enjoyed The Core.
Yeah, it was
a
kind of a
little
fun
goofy,
movie.
but
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah, it worked way better than this.
We got to get the pilot light of the Earth fixed.
Sure, let's go.
And that the wildest part of the movie was the hacker that was hacking cell phones with a comb. That there was a
I think you're right. Wild.
blew into a comb. Now you have free long distance. What?
That's how it works. But yeah. So now we're at the launch base, right? Shit. I'm sorry. I'm already laughing at it. And we get a quick scene with Holly Berry science nerds listening to the news talk about how the moon nearing is now causing the tectonic plates to move, and that's causing earthquakes. And one of them goes, "That shouldn't happen no matter how close the moon gets." And Casey jumps in and he's like, "You all still don't get it. We're dealing with a megastructure here. Your rules no longer apply anymore." And it's like, what?
Bro.
Okay.
So science no longer applies? We're in magic now? This is magic?
I feel like this goes into the thing before, and he just doesn't properly explain. Like, they don't explain it to the audience, but his line is also stupid. But whatever. Halle Berry's ex comes through, and the military copter lands carrying the top secret bomb that Donald Sutherland told him about, right? And
don't forget Halle Berry's kid actually gave her a good idea for something to work with her husband for something too.
What do you say? What do you do?
Oh no, there was.
I can't remember. It was like a touching mom to son moment, and then he said something, and she was like, "Oh my god."
I don't remember any of the kids' lines.
You're such a smart boy. I remembered some mess like that, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember the kid's name. I'm sorry, kid.
Sorry, little Black Alicious. I don't remember your name.
You said you look like the kid from Blackish.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
So yeah, Harper's son finally arrives. They told us they hadn't heard from the crew that went to get him for like 2 days. What? Nobody got a cell phone. Anyway.
No. Not
and he doesn't know how to whisper, so he like puts his dad on blast, like, "Don't you hate NASA? Why are you doing this?" Like, which is who the fuck cares?
You guys weren't cool.
So funny. In my notes, I just kept writing down Harper's son, and then finally I was like, let me look up what his name is. His name is Sonny.
I still think that's ridiculous.
Yes, it really is. But yeah, so Casey figures out the mass on the moon has changed just as the earthquake hits the base, and shortly after, Holly sends the whole base home on a single flight, single flight out, because the shuttle can't take off anymore because they're down one of three engines, and two engines ain't enough to fly it, I guess. So she sent everybody home. And right as everyone leaves, they see the new model after Casey's adjustment and realize that they can launch the shuttle, but they can launch the shuttle with only two engines because the moon will be directly above them and the gravity will be lower and it'll help them take off. But they have to do it immediately because they only got about 20 minutes, which is all right.
Sure. Why not?
Look, so now we get into the wildest shit to me. After a Bobo scene where they formed a new flight crew and convinced Casey to come along because they need his brain in lieu of not being able to use the shuttle's electronics. Because if they use the electronics, then the smoke monster's gonna come get him. So they're like, bring Casey. He's really smart. He can think as fast as a computer.
Maybe.
I hope. And we also see him put their sons and the foreign exchange student / nanny into a military Hummer, and they just wish him luck. And like Patrick Wilson gives the son a gun, and it's like,
yo, wait,
so why
that
weren't
okay?
they on a plane? Why didn't they get on a single plane?
Yeah, I would have been like, y'all
and
go get on the plane right now.
I had so many questions about that there because first of all, you got a kid that can barely drive, driving a military grade vehicle into the darkness because the world is ending. The world is in chaos. Tsunamis everywhere.
I kept saying, why are they sending them to Colorado? And then I remember that Colorado is really high up.
Look, and then at that point where I guess at where the water is hitting, and then the one military helicopter gets taken out by the giant waves. The boy just drove off, so that same water that took out the plane had to take out that the Humvee.
They
So
were
I was
up
like,
on
weren't they dead?
they were up on a
Didn't they die?
They were up on a convenient cliff, and we ain't there yet. But yeah,
They also,
yeah. No, my bad.
Well, I almost forgot about the part. I almost forgot about the part where the dad handed him a gun out of the ether. He just had it.
Yeah, he was like,
take this
if you need it.
For what? I'm driving.
Yeah, like, because, yeah, we didn't put y'all on this plane or the other helicopter that was still there. We're going to make y'all
scrupulous. Take this gun.
Or to be honest, it probably would have been safer if y'all was on the spaceship with me going into space.
Look.
That's a whole nother movie.
Yeah.
Swiss Family Robinson. No, that's not right.
Lost in Space.
That's the one.
Yeah. But it took me so long to get over that they just put him in a car and told him to go.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we'll get to it. So the science nerds noticed their chairs start to slide, and Casey had seen the ocean pulling away from the shore while he was like walking towards the shuttle, right? And apparently they're about to get hit with a massive gravity wave.
Like, y'all be making stuff up.
Look, I don't know if this part's real or not, but that's what they decided to call it, was a gravity wave, because the moon is so close, it's scooping shit up off the earth, and in this case, the ocean. So you can literally see the ocean being pulled into the sky and pushed towards them. So they got to get on the shuttle and get out now, right? So the shuttle takes off as the gravity wave hits the base, and we see the science nerds make it to a helicopter just to get taken out by the wave. Rest in peace, science nerds whose names we never learned.
Yep.
Yeah, and another
rest in peace, second important black man.
Yes. And another dumb moment with the kid stopping on top of the convenient cliff, looking over the base as they cheer for the shuttle, to then immediately realize, like, oh shit, that wave is still coming and we gotta move.
They pulled a complete and total Lot's wife. Like, just go. Just go. Ain't nobody. Where you looking?
Like, they had to know that like, why did they stop I don't know. Anyway,
they didn't just stop and turn their heads. They didn't just stop and turn their heads.
They're children.
They got clear out the Humvee and
Yep.
started staring like,
The
I
whole
hope
crew.
I hope the ship takes off.
Oh yes, they made it past the wave. Even at some point, I think Sam goes like, "Yo, we are underwater," and then
Yeah,
they
like we are completely underwater.
and then they came up out of the water, and like the kids were like, "Yeah, they did it. They did it. Oh shit, the wave is still coming."
We gotta go.
Side note:
Mhm.
the top speed of a military grade Humvee is somewhere around 65 or 70 miles per hour.
How fast do you
The
think that gravity
Diesel-
wave was
diesel
moving?
engine in a Cummings. So from a dead stop, they weren't doing a 0 to 60 that was fast enough to make. They should have once that thing was rolling, they should have never got out.
You're right. Because anyway, I think that's my least favorite part of the whole movie is them just getting out the stair as the gravity wave comes.
Yeah. I hope my mom doesn't die. All right, she didn't die. Let me go make sure I don't die.
All right, we good.
You know what?
So yeah, so the shuttle loses its thrusters, but the gravity of the moon pulls them pulls them to the velocity they need, and they get into orbit safely. So the space crew do a spacewalk to fuel up. Oh, I forgot to mention. At this point, we've already gotten we gotten a SpaceX plug, but it wasn't just a SpaceX plug; it was an Elon Musk plug.
Right.
Because he said one earlier in the movie, and I rolled my eyes at it, but I thought it was just a throwaway line. And then they said there's already a SpaceX fueling rocket or something up there. But he said thanks to our friends at SpaceX. And then again, Casey goes, "I love Elon."
Yeah, he just flat out says, "I love Elon."
And like everybody stopped talking, and like Patrick Wilson even looked at him and smiled, and it was like, did Elon like help finance this movie?
Part of this movie.
So I want to say that he did, because a third weird thing that you might not have thought about is Elon Musk is weirdly anti-AI.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we learn later in the movie?
Oh yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. I just odd myself. I'm sorry.
All is forgiven. So yeah, so they fuel up with the SpaceX rocket, and then they see the moon coming over the horizon, which threw me for a loop because didn't the moon just go directly above them and help them take off?
Yes.
Maybe there was another time skip. Whatever. Apparently, this shot is one of the shots that they like purposely like spiced up for the for the teaser so that they can help get some more funding or something. Anyway, whatever. So on the ground, we see the kids get carjacked because
that Humvee
so random,
takes so much energy to stop and start moving.
Man,
like stay cold. I'm rolling.
And they get carjacked just in time as like pieces of the moon start falling around them. And then another gravity wave. Then they survive the gravity wave by hiding in a barn. You'd think the barn would get pulled apart. Whatever. Gravity was real selective in this movie, but it's all good. Oh yeah, there at some point, I don't think I mentioned this. There's an astronaut on set, and as a consultant, and he would tell them, "Hey, that's not how it works. That can't happen." And Roland Emmerich would just be like, "Just roll with it. It's a movie, man."
Like, come on.
So just like Michael Bay.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Ain't nobody ask you.
A writer director that says, "Man, it's just a movie." Like that kind of sums up.
Why am I here just to validate that you had like a consultant?
Now my colleague's gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like, bro, you were bragging about consulting on
He's the one said it.
That space movie. That shouldn't make no sense. Got you looking crazy. Anyway, the kids were conveniently in walking distance to Harper's son's mom's house, who lives in the mountains. This is confusing to me. Or his whatever. Stepdad's Michael Pena's house. Anyway, they were up in the mountains in a house.
Yeah, they're in Colorado. They just drove from Florida to Colorado. With all that destruction in between, there was plenty of places to get diesel fuel. It's just normal.
Just there. Just right there. It's like the electric car boost to charge your car up. They're just all over the place.
Think about gas. Wow.
Yeah, where they getting diesel fuel out in the middle of from Florida to Colorado? That's a hop, skip, and a junk. They're fine.
And a Hummer.
In
And a
Hummer.
Hummer.
You know those things have the worst gas smell. Anyway. They were about to get shot by the neighborhood guard, but Michael Pena rides out to save him in a Lexus. Remember, he owns a
Yo,
Lexus car
those
dealership?
people at that gate were white as hell about their neighborhood. They're
Yo.
like, I ain't never seen you before.
They were about to shoot. Well, nah, there was one white kid, and then there was an Asian girl and a black kid. Maybe Sonny would have gotten by. uh, anyway, Michael Pena rides over the hill in a Lexus, and if you couldn't tell, Lexus was a sponsor of the movie by
Seems
now.
like.
Product placement. Actually, I remember looking at some of the red carpet photos, and like they had backdrops that had it said Moonfall and Lexus on it.
My lord.
Man, Roland Emmerich really wanted to make this movie, which is wild to me. Anyway,
He could have made Scott Pilgrim 2 with his money.
Oh no. So Michael Pena takes him back to the house, and then so now they're back in space. The space crew launches a bomb in a launcher and then the alien technocloud comes out of the hole and almost takes the bait, but instead changes course for the shuttle. Harper realizes the detonator switch they had for the bomb and Casey's phone are being detected by the techno monster thing, so he smashes them both just in the nick of time before it kills them. Now they realize that the smoke monster looks for organic and electronics together. But if it's
techno-organic,
like they have to be together in the same spot. But if it's just one, then they don't care. So then Casey realizes, well, that's just humans. It's looking for humans, or specifically like a technologically advanced being, as we learn later on.
Yes.
So then they get the lander back and set it off set it off down the moon's hole. Sorry, I don't know why moon's hole is funny. Before they go, when they see the shuttle get destroyed behind them, and they don't really have a choice but to keep going forward, right?
Yeah. In for a penny, in for 5 or more pennies.
They make it out of the hole and into the center of the moon, and in the center there's a gyroscopic Dyson sphere, harnessing the power of a white dwarf star. Casey starts to flip out, and he comes to the conclusion that his buddy Ziggy, we ain't talking about Ziggy, it was just one of his conspiracy theorist friends back on Earth, was right,
yeah.
and that the megastructure is also an arc, which also they don't explain this theory. I knew what he was talking about, but it bugged me because they didn't explain it for anybody else. But whatever.
Well, they debunked their own theory after showing the farms and calling it an arc. So it is a lot going on.
It was a lot. So meanwhile, back on Earth, unfortunately, the group decides they're going to make it to the military base Holly Berry's ex is at, because that's where they were headed anyway. And if things were bad, it weren't bad enough, like the moon pieces are starting to like come down as meteors around them. So I guess they're like, yo, we got to move. Oh, and they heard on the news that the atmosphere and breathable air is about to be stripped away from that area. Conveniently,
just that place specifically.
Yeah, because I guess
ironically,
breaking news: wherever Sunny is, the air is about to get real thin.
It's because
you know which Sunny we mean.
I guess because now the moon is close enough to Earth that's happening, but also like they just stay in the moon's path. That's anyway, whatever. That's fine. It's a movie. Just go with it. They head out to steal some oxygen tanks from a fire station for the journey, but the carjackers from before show up because they were trying to steal the oxygen tanks too. But then they manage to jack them or get it from the carjackers, and like we get this quick moment of like Sonny and Michael Pena trying to bond or kind of bonding. I don't know. It was awkward. But anyway, they hit back the road.
I like when you shot those people.
You're doing good, son.
Thanks, stepdad.
You're not my son, but you're doing good, son. So they hit the road, but then the carjackers come back in a truck in the Hummer that they stole, and we get this. Is it fun chase scene as the gravity wave
Uh,
comes?
Uh,
It was a it was a scene,
it was a chase
it
scene. It
happened.
was. It
That
was.
was
and thanks to the gravity
But that
wave,
was that was supposed to be the kid's moment, though.
yeah,
Because quote unquote he was arrested for a car chase at the beginning.
yeah.
So it's supposed to be this is his thing. He's a driver. He has some redeemable
Now
skill.
you know what? I'm gonna give
He's
it
a
to him. I'm
hero.
gonna give it to him. I was satisfied with this stupid little chase scene through a gravity wave. He got his little Tokyo drift on. It's all good. So yeah, so the
oh,
car,
he was wheeling.
yeah,
Like
he
he really
was, he
he
really
was
was,
really moving
and
it.
they were showing you the skills of, or not the skills, the quality of Alexis. If you hadn't noticed,
Like in case you were wondering, Alexis can outrun a Humvee because of course it can.
Alexis can survive a gravity wave.
I mean,
If it's
whatever
the
that
if it's
is.
the if it's the end of the world, Alexis is what you want to be in to get
Yes.
away.
Trying to avoid dying, hit up Lexus. I don't know. I guess.
They're trying to.
Oh man. Uh, so Lexus also was sponsored for Black Panther. So like, but like
They
it,
also drifted that car.
yeah. But like when I saw that, at no point was I like, product placement. Right? Like, this one was just
Oh
product.
no!
It was like, oh, it's,
All
you see what
over.
I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
did it in such a way that it felt natural for the movie. But here we go. It was like, all right, guess I'm getting a Lexus if I want to survive. Yeah. So they get a call from the general. I'm gonna just keep calling him the general, and find out that the nukes are about to be launched, and they need to take cover. They ran out of time. I love how he gives them a warning. It's like, hey, sorry, you guys didn't get here in time. We all about to die.
Sorry.
They made it to the center of the moon. The gravity monster attacked them, but the controls got taken over by something else, and it pulled
Oh
them close
yeah.
enough to something, and they got into a tractor beam. It pulled them inside of one of the rings, and it shut the doors before the smoke monster could get them.
See,
So,
I thought that their ship suddenly being controlled by the thing was going to turn out to be the guy from the beginning of the movie that he wasn't dead somehow, and I was absolutely wrong. He's
oh, you talking
just
about
dead.
Marcus?
Yeah, I thought Marcus' ghost was like, "Oh,
I would have preferred that to the actual plot that we will get
This part I'm
in this
actually
movie.
fine with.
Space Marcus."
I mean, I'm not against Space Marcus, but I'm actually fine with this specific part. It was kind of interesting. But
Some of this got kind of cool.
this is also the sci-fi nerd in me talking. They wake up, Harper's missing, and they notice spaceships. They're inside of like a hangar now. And Casey starts to geek out about ancient aliens. Like, yeah, I told you it was aliens and it's a mega structure and all that bullshit. And
Uh,
Holly Berry tells Casey she's sure they're dealing with two competing entities because clearly, like, one's trying to kill them and one just saved them, and one likes them more than the other one. So then we get Harper, who he wakes up in like a white room, and then it's his son from 10 years ago, back from when they were packing up the house. And he gives him like this huge info dump. Like, one, obviously, it's not actually his son. He's a construct of his mind by the same people who made him. So, like, the same person who made the construct also made humans. Uh, it's an ancient, not person, people. It's an ancient race of technologically advanced beings that moved past social conflict and wars and all that shit. And they were starting to expand into space, or they had already expanded into space. And then one day, an AI went rogue, and it took the form of that techno cloud made up of nanobots, and it refused to be enslaved any longer by a race it deemed inferior and started trying to eliminate all biological life in the universe.
so Brainiac wanted to destroy Krypton.
Oh, you're right. That's pretty much Brainiac, the Brainiac story. All right. Anyway, in a corner of the galaxy where the ancient race assembled planetary structures that harness the power of stars, it set off an empty one that only contained the benign AI to our solar system because they recognized that Earth would be the perfect place to seed a new planet and restart the race, right? But it had to be empty so the smoke monsters wouldn't detect it because it's looking for biological and uh, electronics. Yeah.
Tech.
So basically, what's happening now is the benign AI, the non-evil AI in the moon ship, saved them from the techno monster, and the techno monster at some point had discovered the ship, the moon, and is trying to take out the ship and Earth at the same time, two birds with one stone, right? And he's doing that by trying to like, I don't know, he's like messing with the star in the center of the moon, and that's the power source. So if he can like, the AI, the smoke monster, like smothers the star, that's what causes the moon to fall out of orbit. So
no power.
Yeah, no power, it falls down. Which is kind of goofy when you think about it.
It should just sit in its own orbit.
It's already there.
It shouldn't need power to do that.
Yeah, think about it. Like, if
you want logic from the wildest plot.
I'm just saying. Like, think about it. Like, it's not purposely steering the moon to Earth. It's just turning off the engine, and that's what makes the moon fall. But if none of this, like, how it really works is, if you in orbit, you're just gonna stay in orbit, right? Like, you might degrade over time. I think technically the moon moves like 4 feet away from us a year or some shit, but like that's whatever. So now, armed with the new knowledge, they head back to find their lander, and the lander got repaired by the AI and upgraded conveniently, and the bomb got upgraded too. It was now it's
for
low.
a second when I saw the ship getting repaired, I was like, wait, I know they're not getting the exact same ship that they got from the advanced tech species.
They got all these.
They couldn't get none of the ones in the background.
Look,
they couldn't get one.
Yeah, why you get one of those?
Because then like they would have to learn how to fly it. They know how to fly this one.
That makes sense.
You got what's his name with the download from the aliens?
Oh yeah, the alien was flying the ship anyway. Anyway, whatever.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
So and now they have to fight the techno monster smoke AI cloud thing.
The nanobots from Big Hero 6.
Yeah, nanobots. So yeah, on Earth, back on Earth, we see Michael Pena sacrifice himself because he didn't have his own oxygen mask. So it wasn't as much of a sacrifice as it was just go on without.
No, his daughters stopped working.
Okay, so it was a sacrifice. All right.
His daughter's oxygen stopped working. He gave her his. He didn't want to be in the movie no more. He had to go. He's like, here you go, here you go. Don't look back.
He got his contract signed for next Ant-Man movie. He's up. I'm out. Marvel.
Could you imagine if he chose this movie over Quantumania? Anyway, I think they just didn't call him back, and he just did what he had to do. So they noticed that Michael Pena died, but Sonny says he needs to go back to save his stepdad.
You know, the guy he didn't like.
Yeah, just as a meteor hits the top of the tunnel and it sends him flying, then the foreign exchange student is like, I'm gonna go save Sonny. So
I'm supposed to be in the movie too.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be in the movie too. I'm a character.
How are we gonna save him? Oh yeah, we got her. That's
right. They have to have this moment, I guess. This platonic moment. Whatever.
Take this black child that I'm supposed to be taking care of, and if I die and you have to raise him, don't make him weird. Just don't make him weird.
Wow, that went another route.
He's not wrong though. And so the moon is now pretty much touching the Earth, and it's like it's just about to scrape it, right? And the general and the military folks go to launch the nukes, and we get two important people We get the whole two important people got to turn the keys at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the general's one of them. And then the one dude turns his, and the general goes to turn his, but he doesn't. And he takes his key out, and then he tries to explain how he's like, my wife is up there, and the other general is like, and my wife is down here.
How we get on wife? I ain't about to.
Like, bro, we all about to die. Like, we trying to save this. So he general pulls out a gun. Everyone pulls out guns on him, and whatever, it's a standoff. Harper's son is now under a tree. Anyway, back in space. Harper decides to sacrifice himself by taking the rover. Oh yeah, we were having this whole big old like chase around the inside of the moon. It wasn't really a fight.
They were zipping around and shooting it, and they somehow got the alien ships to also shoot at the nanobot thing.
Oh yeah, the rings had guns on them.
Yeah.
Why weren't they already shooting at them? Anyway, yes.
Because then the movie would have just been like, has anybody ever noticed how loud the moon was? I don't know.
I figured that the aliens gave up until humans popped up inside. It was like, wait. Oh, y'all still alive. Okay, turn everything on.
All right, let's roll with that one. So Harper decides to sacrifice himself. They go back up into the hole that they came down, the moon hole. And Harper decides to sacrifice himself by taking the rover with the bomb. There's a rover attached to the ship that they're in, right? Take the rover with the bomb, detach, and it has to be set off manually because the smoke monster isn't gonna. Yeah, the smoke monster. Yeah, the alien didn't think of that. The smoke monster isn't gonna chase after the bomb unless a person's with it, right?
Yeah,
so it needs biological and electric. So, but while they're arguing over, or like they're like, nah, you can't sacrifice yourself, yada yada. Halle Berry's pretty upset. They're not a couple, and they're not. There's no real romantic tension or anything.
They hated each other up until like 10 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, because he thought that she threw him under the bus back in the day with the hearings and him getting fired and everything.
She was the work wife. They were close friends.
That's what I was going to say. They in the beginning, he called her his work wife. That's where all this emotion comes from now, where she's like, "No, you can't sacrifice yourself. You can't sacrifice yourself." And meanwhile, Casey is like, "I'm gonna do the sacrificing. Nobody ever liked me. Nobody believed in me, but you believed in me, Harper. Thank you." And
I like how at the beginning of the movie he was like, "What would Elon do?" But now you're sacrificing yourself for the benefit of others, which is not an Elon thing at all.
Not at all. But
no, it's opposite.
He had to throw money at this movie anyway, or maybe Roland Emmerich drives a Tesla. Maybe that's what it is. Roland Emmerich drives a Tesla, and he's on Elon's dick.
Somehow, some way, Elon is involved.
Wouldn't it be wild if he wasn't and Roland Emmerich was just an Elon bro?
Yeah.
What'd they call him?
That would be weird.
Muskets?
That's pretty likely too. That's in there.
That would be entirely strange to me.
I got a friend, and I'm not going to say his name, but I'm still going to tell the story because I know he's not about to listen to this podcast. We were on Xbox together, and he talks a lot, and he randomly goes, he's like, or he was talking about Elon and Tesla and stuff, and I was just letting him talk, and he goes, if Elon Musk runs for president, I would vote for him because he's a visionary. And then I explained why that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and he's like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought he invented all of that. Oh, I didn't know.
Absolutely
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not good.
No. I've had several of those kind of friends where, like, even during the smaller things that Elon was messing up, they were just like, well, you got to understand, it's kind of cool, like, that we're finally being represented. I was like, like, like nerdy dudes. I was like, nerdy dudes. No, you're mistaken. You're mistaking a rich person for a nerdy dude just because
a whole villain.
He's paying money to get technological stuff invented. He's not doing you guys got this all backwards. He's not a smart guy. He's a guy with money, and nobody wanted to listen to him. Nobody wanted to hear it.
Got money and an ego.
He thought Grimes was his imagination. He thought she was like an AI that he invented out of his mind.
Anyway, that dude make my ass itch. So
you take Elon Musk and put him inside a Dragon Ball villain because he's an incel.
I have no comment.
Okay.
Hey, 5 points to Tim. I'm gonna just start giving out points moving forward, like Dumbledore. Yes, well done, Slytherin. Well done, Slytherin. But Gryffindor, though. Okay. So I don't even remember what the fuck I was.
Casey wants to sacrifice himself.
Oh, yeah,
They're like, don't do it. We like you for some reason.
So they're fighting. Casey decides to do it. And then he's like, look, like, y'all are both parents. Y'all got people. I ain't really got anybody. My mom don't remember who I am because she got advanced dementia. Just his cat. But he appreciates them finally making him feel important. And
what's like, the saddest sacrifice?
Yeah, it's like, because even though this movie is shit, like, I was rocking with Casey. And he's a conspiracy theorist, but I was rocking with Casey. Like, he was essentially just happy.
He was a fun kid. He was a fun character.
He was Sam. He was Sam from Game of Thrones, just in modern day.
He wasn't the worst thing. He was all right.
Definitely not the worst character. In fact, he arguably is the only interesting character in the whole fucking movie.
He's all right.
This is true.
he was nowhere near as aggravating because he was just an everyman trying to do his best. He wanted to be a little famous, but at the same time, he also was like, this is information that everybody needs, not just from my fame. Yeah. Again, not Elon Musk like at all.
So shout out Casey. He detaches, sets off the bomb. We see him blow up and take out the smoke monster, and then the I guess the blast wave is shooting up the moon hole. Back behind the lander with Halle Berry and Patrick Wilson in it.
You get your Star Wars scene.
Like the
Death Star and
it's exploding and they're flying out in the nick of time, but like the shockwave still like rattles the ship, and Patrick Wilson was so busy looking at Casey make your sacrifice that he never went back and sat down and strapped himself back in, so his ass gets rattled around and knocked out. Then so he's unconscious and Halle Berry's trying to keep the ship stable. And then we get her turned back to him, and she goes, I'm going to get you out of here, which ties back into the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And at this point, I smiled really hard, and I was like, yo, is this movie good? I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, they did okay.
There were several little touches that were like, this could have been well done. But
now I feel bad because when she said that, I said ill.
You were just a hating ass hater.
The movie was so bad. It was so bad.
I feel like there were a lot of things that could have made it good, but the rest of the execution was just like,
it was very lazy, lazy. We're just like, we just gonna do this. We're just gonna do. It's just a movie. It would be funny to have us watching this movie like side by side, and at that moment I'm like, "Aw," and you're like, "Ooh."
I quite literally was like, "They did it. They did it.
They did the thing." Oh, like it really made me reconsider this whole movie for like 2 seconds. I was like, "Yo, I was just fuzzy for like a little bit." And then the next scene happens where they wake up on top of a snow-covered mountain or something, and then the Chrysler Building, who you saw get not the top of the Chrysler Building is now in front of us. And earlier you saw
that was weird.
You got knocked off when New York got destroyed, when the moon flew over it.
Mm-hmm. That means the moon was just dragging the Chrysler Building that whole way. Oh, that was the part of the movie that I thought was actually kind of cool.
What?
The spaceship gets completely blown up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no way to return to Earth at all, except if the moon orbits down into, it gets about 30 feet from the Earth, and you can just hop out.
Hop back out. and essentially, that's what happens.
I was like, how about that? They just hop right out. So there was some thought here. There were thoughts here and there that like could have been a cohesive, well done movie, but It's just a bunch of lazy people like, man, I ain't got no time to be making a movie good.
Hey, we got 30 minutes to make this movie. Let's make it happen.
Man, Pena already left. Ain't no fun here no more.
when your best friend at work leaves. I'll just hurry up and wrap this up.
All right, time to go. Time to go. This is how long we got left.
So Harper is like, there's something flashing on the ship, and he asks Halle Berry if that's a beacon, and of course it is. And the military helicopter comes, and it's their family conveniently,
Oh
and including both sons and the exchange student on it. And then they pretend to care about Michael Pena dying, and
hey, where's your friends?
They don't make any.
Where's your friends?
No, they straight up was like, "What happened to Tom?" Well, he died.
Well, he didn't make it. All right. Well, we're so happy you're alive, though. Yeah. And then no one even mentions the damn general. The ex-husband.
Oh, like, they didn't.
Nope. Halle Berry was, she was
his
son.
And his whole father did die. Snap!
Yeah, the whole military base. Because when they had to stand off with the guns, the moon was moving over them, and I guess they all got taken out.
It's just like, whatever happened to the general? Halle Berry is like the great, if you want great car insurance right now. Like, what? No, your husband, your ex-husband. Oh, 1-800-GENERAL now.
I divorced him for a reason. But yeah, so they all embrace, everything's happy. Fun fact, this whole scene, they wanted that like kumbaya moment where everyone celebrates together, but it doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense, because how would they conveniently like leave the moon and end up right where everybody else is? So they're like, got it, helicopter. They go to them, like, okay. Anyway, so we see the moon is now moving away from the earth and the sky. All is right with the world. And right before the end, we get a scene back inside the moon, and the good AI construct is with Casey. And Casey learns that he did in fact die, because remember I said you do see him blow up, but at some point the moon AI scanned his consciousness, so now he's the man in the moon. Now he's a part of the moon. And of course the AI is like talking to him through the form of his mom and cat.
Yeah.
Fuzz Aldrin. Well, the cat's not talking, he's just there. But yeah, and then the moon AI is like, oh yeah, now we got work to do. And it cuts, implying a sequel, which they did just for shits and giggles, because they already fucking knew not getting a sequel.
I would have given the movie a little bit more. I would like say we're going by, I was going by a point scale. I would have given them like a half a point more if the movie had dropped that. He's just like, we got work to do. And Man in the Moon by REM started playing. I'd have been like, you win. Good job. If you believe they put a man on. Nope, you got it. You half a point. But no.
They weren't even that creative. No needle drop. All right. So hypotheticals. Which character are you in this movie?
Oof.
Are you Karreem? Are you Jacinda Harper, the acting NASA director?
I am the other custodian that works with Casey. That's like, man, you need to shut up and work. We got stuff to do. Stop telling about your moving moon. I ain't hearing that.
I am the first NASA director that saw.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that. I am out.
Look, saw the astronauts get killed and was like, look.
All right.
Look, you're not going to help us figure this out? Figure what out, nigga? I'm out. Like,
no.
Figure this out.
Dude, I'm about to roll. Here's your Katsukan badge and everything. Take it.
Here you go. Here you go.
Here you go. We can get in now. Get in the dealer's room.
You can get a dealer's room.
Negro, did you hear the scientist say the moon is falling? I'm out.
No, he didn't even have to say it. He saw that thing kill those astronauts, like speared their faces, and he was like, "They ain't about to be me."
That was the only ideas we had. We're good.
Look, we got 3 days left.
I'm going to Fiji with XXX. You ain't gonna see me.
Ring, 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 ring. Hey, honey, I'm getting off work early. What you want to do?
Can we
You
go
wanna see a
to
movie?
Applebee's? Which
Chili's.
Applebee's?
So we picked the same character, Kareem.
I made somebody up, so I'm not even canonical.
Another hypothetical. All right, you just on Earth, and you find out the moon is crashing in 3 weeks. What you do?
Oh, it's my character again. That's that mess KC was talking about. I should have listened to him.
You got 3 weeks left to live. What you doing?
I mean, a part of me is just kind of like, dang, they're really nothing to figure out. I guess, how fast is this minivan? What they gonna do? Put me in jail? And when the cop pulls me over, that's what I'm gonna be like. What you gonna do? Put me in jail?
That's when you start testing stuff out. You just start having some fun. Just, you know what? Let me just do some stuff.
What, like recipes? I'm gonna make that sandwich from TikTok. I'm boring. I would just ask my wife if she want to watch movies with me. Hey, I got 30 movies that are still in the wrapper. These DVDs they never took out the plastic. Try and watch them with me.
I mean, that's pretty much what the people did in the movie.
Just kept it moving.
Everybody was chill mode. They was still,
Not everybody. We got that one clip of somebody formed some sort of religious uprising, and they only touched on it one time. And I guess the carjackers, but whatever. That's all. Like, we really didn't need any of the Earth shit at all.
No, like I thought the carjackers was an extension of the movie that was just kind of goofy, especially with the dire straits those kids were in. It really was just like let's make it to the place.
You know what it was? They needed folks on the ground for the movie to follow so that they can have Alexis be on the screen and make it make sense. Because what the Alexis going to do on the moon?
It's like, oh my God, there was Alexis on the moon the whole time.
We need
that makes
some
just
extras
as much sense
for
as
these
anything
commercials.
Else,
right? So, final thoughts. I mean, we kind of already said it, right?
It genuinely feels like it could have been a better movie if there had been more care taken in a lot of places.
A lot of places.
I feel like this was a movie with too many hands in the pot.
Okay.
That's possible.
Here's my thing is looking at Roland Emmerich's other movies, notably Independence Day 1, and he did 1 and 2. I think hang with me. When they decided to do 2 and 3, or 2, there was also supposed to be a third one. Did you ever see the second Independence Day? You probably would.
No, I didn't.
If you did,
actually.
But basically, it was like that and X-Men Apocalypse shit out of me, because it had like 2 acts. It was like, all right, opening act, this is the threat, and then, all right, let's go fight the threat, end the story. So a new ship comes down. It's even bigger than the last one. It's so huge that like when it lands on Earth, it's like a third of the Earth, something insane.
Like a hat on a hat.
Third of the Earth, gets destroyed. Massive destruction scenes as usual. But then basically they somehow beat it. I forgot. And then you get the sense that, oh, there's also another alien that came first, and you find out, okay, these the bad aliens and we're the good aliens, and now we need y'all to help us fight these bad aliens. So that was going to be the third movie. They take the fight to the bad aliens.
Oh dear.
So watching Moonfall, there's a lot of the elements from the second Independence Day in it, and it made me wonder if he was trying to like.
Okay.
He knew he wasn't going to get the third Independence Day because that was like 2015 or 16 or something.
Yeah.
But he
2015.
He still had this story that he wanted to tell. So he was like, well, I'm gonna make my own and just change some things around so I get to do it.
Not the worst idea, but the execution really wasn't.
It was very poor, very poor. And also, like, that's probably like why it was independently financed, because studios were like, man, you just trying to make Independence Day 3. I know what you're doing, man.
Why you think we
Like,
was just gonna
hey,
let you do that?
Look, I can't
like, hey,
prove it, but that's my theory.
this script seems familiar. Hey, wait a minute. I feel
Look,
like I've seen this before.
like, do you have to like if you don't make a movie where things get destroyed on a massive scale, are you just going to evaporate Roland Emmerich? I don't know. I think he's been doing that. He figured out like, hey, this is my lane. This is what I like doing. But he's been doing it so long that now it's just stale.
It just
He's not even trying
the
anymore.
destruction movie. It's like it works, but you really have to have compelling stuff to pull people in, and execution is really important.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my theory with this movie. Ratings, or unless y'all had anything to add? Tim?
No, overall I think we've touched on all the most important parts of it.
Yeah.
It's just like it really like there's so much that's just kind of like falls flat. That it's kind of I think
Like,
that's really what makes it a bad movie. That there the plot in and of itself, the idea
It's all
isn't
right.
bad, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
just
yeah, I
kind of
watched that.
it's just put together wrong.
Hmm. And when I saw the plot of the movie, I was like, all right, cool. But immediately I was like, this is a bad movie. Just from the trailer, just from a blockbuster level movie coming out in
I should go back and look
February.
at the trailer. I should.
Because January and February, the dumping grounds like for studios, right? Like that's when they put out all their movies that they don't think are going to make any money. And then March is when things start to pick up as we get into summer. And then like later in the year, that's when you get like your prestige films because they're going for like Oscars and whatever. So like, but that first 2 months, so like I can understand. Like now we get like so like the Marvel machine. They putting out 3 movies a year, so one might come out in February, whatever. So that's the exception. But generally speaking, like that's also when you get like a lot of low budget horror movies and stuff. So seeing something of this scale come out so early, I was like, it's not a good look. And then the trailer just looked like a bunch of CGI mess.
it
CGI was
did.
subpar. Like, yeah. Anyway,
all the
Roland
water,
Emmerich.
all the water like PS2 water.
Yeah. And like you can tell, I hate when you can tell that everything is green screen. Like I'm not against green screen, uh, but like I'm actually one of the people who's willing to forgive the Star Wars prequels for it, even though it definitely took away from it. But like at this point, I don't care anymore. Whatever. He tried to try something new, it didn't work. But because it didn't work with the prequels, why are you still doing this shit in 2022?
Because
Anyway,
like the Mandalorian gets it right,
it's not even. They
but
made
it's
a whole new technology for that. It's not even like full green screen.
yeah,
Like
it's
we're
kind
not.
of like the reverse of it. Really, it's like
Yeah,
the old style projection,
yeah,
and then they put a few objects into the shot to make it blend.
yeah. Not a
I didn't
fully
realize
new
that.
technology, but like
Mm-hmm.
they like went back, but then they enhanced it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like it's the same type of idea as the old car shots where somebody be in the car and
yeah.
they
And
be driving
there's a
because they
screen
would just
outside the
project
car.
past them, and
Yeah,
the screen behind them would just be footage that they did, and it looks realistic
yeah.
enough.
But now it's like the screen is just so big and detailed that it looks like, and then they get the lighting right. It looks like they're there.
Mm-hmm. It's a little disjointing because it really like man they went out the middle of nowhere and recorded this thing with oh that's not real. Shit,
Yep,
it's not real at
it's
all.
a soundstage. Uh, but it's cool.
I wonder if they're filming in Nairobi again. No, it's L.A. Oh, I'll be
with the
damned.
quietest tsunami in existence.
Here you go. No,
I'm sorry. It was a
nah.
letdown.
I'm
It was a
I'm with
huge.
you on that one because I remember thinking like, what? It was.
Like what's happening? Oh wait. Oh, is this supposed to be cities getting destroyed? Oh.
It was just 2 blocks in LA. That's all. But yeah, what's your ratings?
This dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. No cabbages.
Yes. No cabbage.
Tim,
The cabbages got burnt.
you not recommending this to nobody?
No, this is not one. If someone were to tell me I'm in the mood for the worst space movie you can imagine, I'd be like, do you want to watch Mystery Science Theater or do you want to watch something legit bad? This movie could be on. They could roast this on MST3K.
I said it's frustrating bad, but not so much fun bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's not a fun watch. It's just kind of infuriating.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give this 3 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It would be a 2 out of 10 if they didn't do the line at the end that tied it back.
The callback was pretty nice. I'm going to get you home. Yeah. She might as well have looked into the camera, though. She might as well have looked into the camera, though, because it was like so purposeful. It was like, I'm going to get you home.
Wink, wink. but look, but I love, that's the only part of the movie I legit loved.
Yeah, they did. I think that, like I said, that's the part that was like, man, this could have been pretty good.
Yeah,
it's too bad.
The frame is there, and they just, instead of finishing the house, they just threw some tarp over it and called it a movie. Yeah, 3 out of 10. I would buy this for my DVD collection if it was in the cheapo bin and not more than $3, just to say, hey, I have the shit ass movie.
$2.99 bin drunk movie night.
Dollar Tree got random ass DVDs sometimes. I would buy it from a Dollar Tree.
It's a Dollar Tree movie.
Yeah. So, Moonfall, everybody. More like, is Halle Berry Good Argument Fight featuring Moonfall. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Moonfall.
Y'all got any plugs or social media you wanna? Nope. Karreem doesn't.
Just remember again, I'm D&D Sluggers, and you can check me out. I'm likely I'm likely annoyed with your friend that likes Elon Musk.
Yeah, screw that dude. The podcast is at SGBK Podcast on Twitter, and personally, you can follow me on Letterboxd at Tiffzilla. That's it. We out.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.